What's up, guys? Today we have Maximum Series Hulk. So I'm sorry that I just stopped posting out of nowhere. School started, so there's my excuse for that. But I say we get this guy out of here. I already got the tape off because I came prepared. I've been waiting all day for this guy. Nothing else in the box. So let's set this tray down. And now, before we get to the main tray with the big man himself, and he is huge. I'll whip out some other figures for comparison, but we'll do that later. So here is the second tray. And now you obviously have the two whooshing effects for his hands, which I'm not sure if these have to go on a certain hand or not, but I am going to keep them that way just in case, so I have them sorted out. And then this hand's a little bit hard to get out. Here we go. These ones are even harder. Hang on, give me 1 sec. Alright, we got these ones out now, which would go here and here. And now, we'll go into some more detail, why not? You can see, since they are bigger hands, they're obviously sculpted really nicely. And this is obviously, I think I just said obviously a good 4 times, but this is Hulk's green look. I've been actually eyeing this guy up since pre-orders came out, but I just haven't had the money. Looks like these are identical, aside from where the green is on top. So that is cool that you could have kind of a blend with his hands or not. Alright, so let's push all these aside. And now, the Hulk. So picking up where we left off, we'll get the clap effect out, along with the missile, which is actually taped in here really well. Alright, here's the missile, and the fire can pop out, and so can, and then also, there are the wires in the missile, and, oh, actually, why will this not cooperate? There we go. And then you can just put this together, make one missile, and then you can have them, swat it, breaks apart. I think that's pretty cool. And then, let's see, what is next? Next would be head sculpts. Let's get these head sculpts done. This one is going to have to be my favorite, just with the amount of detail in it. It's a little bit hard to see because of the way my light is set up. Let me see. But he does actually have eyes. They look almost a little bit bloodshot. You can even see the uvula at the end of his mouth. His hair is all whooshed back. Oh, so look at that. But I think that would be one of my favorite heads, or the favorite head. Alright, and then here's the second Hulk, the second sculpt. This would probably be my second one, or my second favorite. It does look similar to my gray Hulk that I have. See, the teeth are bigger. Still a whole lot of detail though. And then finally, the Incredible Hulk. Now this guy is just enormous. I think, oh, hang on a sec. Let me just get the camera up. there. Look at this. Saw. This is obviously advertised. I'm just making it special. It's all like soft, but the back kind of transitions into a hard plastic again. So the soft plastic is all up front, and then right about here at his traps, it sort of transitions back into a soft one, or hard one. But let's go through articulation real quick. He can lift his arm up just under 90. Bicep swivel, which moves separate from the forearm. That's kind of weird. I don't really like that. I'm not really used to that, at least. It's not a big deal, but it's definitely a little weird. And then he does only have single jointed elbows, but at the same time, it is a big fig. So you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Oh, you can like kind of hyperextend them a little. And then obviously the wrist articulation. Is this one also? Yeah, this one is also not connected, so that's gotta be a design choice, I guess. By the way, I forgot to say this. This is probably my least favorite head sculpt. It just looks a little goofy to me. I know it's from another comic. I just don't know where it's from. Ab crunch. Yikes. But with the head articulation, he can look down fine, I guess. And then he has waist swivel all the way around. Where was that? Legs. So, up to about there, just under a kick, or normal kick. Thigh swivel, which can go all the way around, obviously. Double jointed knees, which is good. And then toe articulation. Obviously, always good when they add some extra joints. And then there's also the, if I could, there's some foot movement, not a lot though. So with that, I'm gonna get this guy into some poses, and I'll tell you what I think of him. So I got him in a sort of running pose right here. And obviously with him being a bigger one, he's not gonna be able to balance as easily. So you are going to need something of the sort if you want to just pose him more dynamically without something like that. But I'll get one more pose off and then I'll switch to a size comparison. Here's a sort of jumping pose, and obviously with his ab crunch not being that good, doesn't really look the greatest. So I think that I am going to get just one more pose off, because I want to use these thunderclap accessories, because I also don't know really how this one's going to hold up. So I'm just going to get one more pose off real quick. Okay, so I don't like this very much, to be honest. This, you just kind of have to balance. Or not quite balance. You could pinch it together, but it is pretty hard to pinch. But I don't have any sticky tack or anything like that. So it's really just a balance game, kind of. It's kind of annoying, but that's the one thing I don't like. I mean, it still looks good. You just won't have the big boom. Yeah, but other than that, let's get into some size comparisons. So I think this is really the most important size comparison to do, right? Oh. But here is Maximum Spidey next to him. And oh my, is this guy huge. He has to be a good 8 to 10 inches.